Hello students, I hope you all are fine and are taking very good care of yourselves. Today we are going to take chapter 3 of class 9 science, atoms and molecules. Before starting the chapter, let me ask you a few questions. First question, what is matter? Yes, you are right. Matter is anything that occupies space and has volume. Now the next question, what is an element? Yes, answer is right. Element is a form of matter that cannot be further divided by any chemical reaction. Now the last question, do you know what is the smallest unit of element? Yes, smallest unit of element is atom and atoms combine to form molecules. Today we are going to discuss atoms and molecules in detail. Today, we shall learn law of chemical combination, what is an atom, symbols of elements, atomic mass, what is a molecule, what is an ion, chemical formula, molecular mass, mole concept. First of all, let us learn about law of chemical combination. Chemical combination means combination of elements. What happens when elements combine? To understand this, we shall verify two important laws. Laws of chemical combination are law of conservation of mass, law of constant proportions. Now, we shall learn about law of conservation of mass. When two or more substances react with each other, new substances are formed. To understand the relationship between taken substances and substances formed, let us perform an activity. First of all, take copper sulfate solution in a conical flask. Now take sodium carbonate solution in an ignition tube. Hang the ignition tube in flask carefully. See that the solution do not get mixed. For this, hang the ignition tube with the help of a thread. Put a cork on the flask. Now, weigh the flask with its contents carefully. Let us suppose the weight of flask with content is x grams. Now tilt and swirl the flask such that the copper sulfate solution and sodium carbonate solution get mixed together. A chemical reaction will take place in the flask. Now weigh the flask with its contents again. You will observe that it weighs the same as earlier, that is x grams. This means the weight of substance taken earlier is same as the weight of new substance formed. For your information, as a result of reaction, new substances are formed, which are sodium sulfate and copper carbonate. You will learn about these reactions in your upcoming classes. We have seen that substances taken and substances formed weigh same. On the basis of this, scientist named Lavoisier gave law of conservation of mass, according to which mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Students, you have understood the first law. Now we shall learn about law of constant proportion. We have already learned that compounds and those substances which are formed as a result of chemical combination of two or more elements and properties of compound are different from its constituent elements. For example, water is a compound which is formed with hydrogen and oxygen. Both hydrogen and oxygen are gases, whereas water is a liquid. Formula of water is H2O, where 2 is written underneath H, that is below H as shown. In this, there are 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 gram. That means mass of hydrogen in water is 2 into 1 is equal to 2 grams. Similarly, we know atomic mass of oxygen is 16 grams. So, mass of oxygen in water is 16 grams. In the compound water, that is H2O, ratio of mass of hydrogen and oxygen is H ratio O, 2 for H and 16 for O. If we find the simple whole number ratio, we will get simple ratio as 1 ratio 8. This ratio 1 ratio 8 does not depend upon the source of water. This means we can tell the amount of oxygen needed to make water if we have 3 grams of hydrogen gas for this. If for making water, for every 1 gram of hydrogen we need equals to 8 grams of oxygen. For 3 gram of hydrogen we will need 3 into 8, that is 24 grams of oxygen. As we know, ratio is 1 ratio 8, that is why we multiplied 3 into 8. Let us take one more example. Ammonia, whose formula is NH3. It is formed by combination of nitrogen and hydrogen. In this, ratio of masses of nitrogen and hydrogen is N ratio H 14 ratio 3. On the basis of above observation, Proust stated law of constant proportion, according to which in a chemical substance the elements are always present in definite proportion by mass. Students, we have studied about law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. Now, scientists came across a problem of defining and giving appropriate explanation to these concepts. A British chemist known as John Dalton came across with a theory which is known as Dalton's atomic theory. He gave an appropriate explanation of both the laws. According to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whether element, compound or mixture, is made of very tiny particles called atoms, which participate in chemical reactions. Atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in chemical reaction. Atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. Atoms combine in a ratio of whole numbers to form compounds. The relative number and kind of atoms are constant in compound. Students, now the question is, what are atoms? Atoms are building blocks of all the substances or materials. Atoms are very small and this whole universe is made up of atoms. Everything that we see around us is made up of atoms. Through modern technologies and techniques, we can now produce magnified image of surfaces of elements showing atoms. Now, let us see the symbols of elements. You can see name of the elements on one side and their symbols on the other side. For example, aluminium, the symbol is shown as capital A, small l, Al, and the symbol for argon is capital A, small r, that is Ar. For barium, symbol is shown as capital B, small a, Ba. For boron, symbol is B, and for chlorine, symbol is capital C and small l, Cl. For hydrogen, it is H, and for nitrogen, it is N. You can notice that the symbol of these elements are mostly formed by first two alphabets in the name of elements. For writing symbols, first alphabet is taken as capital and second letter is taken as small. Here, you will notice that some elements are not matching with their names. For example, for iron, symbol is Fe, capital Fe. For sodium, symbol is capital N, small a, Na. For potassium, symbol is K. Symbol of some elements are taken from Latin, German or Greek language. In Latin, iron is known as ferrum. That is why it has symbol as Fe. Sodium is called natrium, so its symbol is capital N small a Na. Similarly, potassium is called kalium, so the symbol is K. Therefore, each element has a name and unique chemical symbol. All these symbols are approved by IUPAC, whose full form is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, which is an international scientific organization that approves names of elements, symbols, and units. Students, you have to remember these elements with their names and symbols. Now, let us know about atomic masses. Can we weigh an individual atom? Do we have such weighing machine to do so? Let us try to find the answer. Now, let us suppose we have two things, A and B, and it is given that mass of A is 12 kgs, but we have no idea about the mass of B, and we have to find it out. Now the question is how to do this? For this, we have a weighing machine. We will take A and B on the both sides of weighing machine. It is clear that A is heavier than B. So, in order to find out B's weight, we will have to reduce the side of A. Let us suppose we divide A into 6 parts. Now, let us compare one part of A with the mass of B. Still, mass of B is less than A. It means we have to divide A into more smaller parts. For this, let us suppose we divide it into 12 parts. This means each part is of 1 kg. As we already know that mass of A was 12 kg. Now, we will take B on one side and one piece of A on other side. Now you can see the weighing machine is balanced. Can we tell the mass of B now? Yes, mass of B is 1 kg. That is, it is equal to the 1/12th part of the A, whose mass is 1 kg. So mass of B is also 1 kg. Can we say now that mass of B is equal to 1/12 into mass of A? In the same way, we calculate the atomic mass. Since we cannot calculate the mass of one atom, it is calculated by comparing it with mass of carbon 12, C12. Now the question is, what is carbon 12? Carbon 12 is an isotope of carbon. It is found in all the things. Carbon 12 is universally accepted atomic mass unit. Carbon 12 isotope has been chosen as the standard reference for measuring atomic masses. Mass of all elements is found with reference to the carbon 12 atom. Atomic masses of some elements are as under: hydrogen 1 gram, carbon 12 gram, nitrogen 14 gram, oxygen 18 gram, sodium 23 grams, sulfur 32 grams and chlorine 35.5 gram. Students, we will have to remember these atomic masses also. Now, let us know what molecules are. A molecule is, in general, a group of two or more atoms that are chemically bonded together, that is, tightly held together by attractive forces. For example, oxygen gas O2. One molecule of oxygen has two atoms of oxygen. It is diatomic molecules. Let us define atomicity now. What is atomicity? We have just given example of oxygen, that is O2, and it was told to you that it is diatomic. The number of atoms constituting a molecule is known as its atomicity. Its example are hydrogen, that is H2, which has 2 atoms of hydrogen and it is diatomic. Similarly, some molecules are polyatomic. For example, sulfur, whose formula is S8 and it is polyatomic. Now, what are molecules of compounds? Atoms of different elements join together in definite proportions to form molecules of a compound. Let us take an example. Ammonia, whose formula is NH3, has two elements, nitrogen and hydrogen. The ratio of their masses is 14:3, and we know atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 units and that of hydrogen is 1 unit. Now we will divide mass ratio by atomic mass. Here both mass ratio and atomic mass are 14. So for nitrogen it is 14/14 gives us 1. In case of hydrogen, ratio will be 3/1, that is 3. So the simplest ratio comes out to be 1:3. That means the formula of ammonia that you can see is NH3, 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen, NH3. Let us take one more example. Here we have carbon dioxide, whose formula is CO2. Both C and O are capital. So here we have two elements, carbon and oxygen. Their ratio by mass is 3:8 and we know atomic mass of carbon is 12 and that of oxygen is 16 units. Now ratio of mass ratio and atomic mass of for carbon is 3/12, that is equal to 1/4. Similarly, for oxygen, it is 8/16, that is 1/2. In the simpler ratio of ratio 1/4 ratio 1/2, it will be 1:2. So, here we have 1 carbon and 2 oxygen atoms. So, the formula is CO2. Now, let us discuss about ions. Compounds composed of metals and non-metals contains charged species. The charged species are known as ions. An ion can be negatively or positively charged. A negatively charged ion is called an anion and that positively charged ion is called cation. Let us take, for example, sodium chloride. Its formula is NaCl. Its constituent particles are positively charged sodium ion, that is Na plus, plus sign above Na, that is cation, and negatively charged chloride ion Cl negative, that is anion. A group of atoms carrying a charge is known as polyatomic ion. For example, sodium nitrate NaNO3. It has 3 elements, sodium Na, nitrogen N, oxygen O. Constituent particles of sodium nitrate are positively charged sodium ion Na plus and nitrate ion NO3 and negative sign above. Here NO3 negative has 2 elements, nitrogen and oxygen. So it is an example of polyatomic ion. Now you can see on the screen that we have name of ion, symbol and valency shown. If we talk about ions with valency 1, it consists of sodium ion whose symbol is Na plus, potassium ion K plus, silver ion Ag plus. If we notice that, we can see that all these are metals. Except hydrogen, all non-metals form anions. Hydrogen can form cation as well as anion. Hydrogen ion has symbol H plus. Now anions with valency 1 are chloride ion with symbol Cl negative, bromide ion with symbol Br negative. With these, there are some polyatomic ions also. For example, hydroxide ion OH negative, nitrate ion NO3 negative. Now, let us take ions with valency 2. Magnesium Mg2 plus, calcium Ca2 plus, zinc Zn2 plus, iron that is ferrous Fe2 plus, copper Cu2 plus. Negatively charged ions, that is with valency 2, oxide O2 negative, sulfide S2 negative, sulfate SO4 2 negative, carbonate CO3 2 negative. Along with these, we have ions with valency 3, aluminium ion Al3 plus and iron ferric Fe3 plus. Iron has ion with 2 valency also, which is known as ferrous ion. Negative ion or anion, with this we have nitride N3 negative and phosphate PO4 3 negative. Students, we have to learn and remember name of these anions with their symbols. After learning these symbols, you can easily write formulae for any compound. For writing the chemical formula of any compound, we should know two things about elements present in the compound with their symbols. For example, O for oxygen and H for hydrogen, valency of element and their ions. Now we shall learn about formula of simple compounds. Compounds have more than one elements. Let us suppose a compound has two elements A and B, and valency of A is X and that of B is Y. For writing formula, we must cross over the valencies of the combining atoms. We will write A's valency under A and B's valency below B. Now let us cross the valencies and now we have a formula A. Below A we write Y, B, X. So we have formula AY, BX. Here let me tell you once again that we have written Y under A and X under B, that is in their foot as shown. Let us take an example. Here we have magnesium chloride. We know magnesium ion is shown as Mg2 plus and chloride ion is shown as Cl negative. We will write the formula this way. First of all, write Mg and then below Mg we will write 2 plus and under Cl we will write its valency 1 negative. Now we shall cross over the valencies. After crossover, we will write Mg1 and Cl2. Let us remove 1 as it shows one atom of magnesium. So we need not to write. Here we have the formula MgCl2. That is formula for magnesium chloride is MgCl2. Let us take one more example. Sodium carbonate. We know symbol for sodium ion is Na plus and carbonate ion is CO underneath 3 and 2 negative above. We will write Na and under Na we will write 1 plus and then CO3. Under CO3 write 2 negative. Now let us cross over. We will write Na and below 2. Now as we have polyatomic ion, put a bracket first and then write CO3. Then write outside the bracket of CO3 1. As I already told, no need to write 1. So we can simply write Na2 and removing the bracket CO3. Let us take one more example so that it is more clearer to you. Let us take calcium sulfate now. For calcium ion we take Ca2 plus, and for sulfate ion we have symbol SO4 2 negative. We will write Ca, below Ca we will write 2 plus, SO4, below SO4 we will write 2 negative. Before crossing, convert it into simpler ratio and we will have 1:1. So we can write after crossover Ca1 SO4 bracket 1. No need to write 1, so we can simply write CaSO4. After learning the formation of formula, now let us understand the concept of molecular mass. The molecular mass of a substance is the sum of atomic masses of all atoms in a molecule of substance. It is therefore the relative mass of molecule expressed in atomic mass unit, that is U. For example, water. Formula of water is H2O. Let us calculate relative molecular mass of water. Atomic mass of hydrogen atom is 1U and oxygen is 16U. So the molecular mass of water, which contains 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, is 2 into 1 plus 1 into 16, that is equals to 18U. So relative mass of water is 18U. This is how we calculate the relative mass of molecules. Let us now talk about formula unit mass. The formula unit mass of a substance is sum of atomic masses of all atoms in the formula unit of a compound. Formula unit mass is calculated in the same manner as we calculate the molecular mass. For example, let us calculate formula unit mass of CaCl2. We know atomic mass of calcium is 40 units and that of chlorine is 35.5 units. So formula unit mass will be, here we have 1 atom of calcium and 2 atoms of chlorine. So 1 is multiplied by 14U plus, for chlorine 2 is multiplied by 35.5U. So we get 40 plus 71, that is equal to 111. So formula unit mass of calcium chloride CaCl2 is 111 units. Now let us discuss mole concept. The mole is the amount of substance that contains the same number of particles, which may be atoms, ions, molecules, formula unit, etc., as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of carbon 12. That is, 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23, which is known as Avogadro constant. It means 1 mole of carbon atom is equal to 12 gram of carbon atoms and 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms of carbon. If we take 1 mole of hydrogen atoms, it is equal to 1 gram of hydrogen atoms and 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of hydrogen. Similarly, 1 mole of any particle, atoms, molecules or ion is equal to relative mass of those particles in grams, and 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 numbers of that particles, which is Avogadro number. Now let us know how to find number of moles. We have some formulae for calculating number of moles. First of all, if we have to calculate number of moles from given mass, the formula is number of moles is equal to given mass upon molar mass. Similarly, if number of particles are given, then formula is number of moles is equal to number of particles upon Avogadro number. To remember these formulae easily, let us make them simpler. Let us suppose number of moles be represented by small n. Molar mass is represented by a symbol capital M, and given mass or mass to be calculated while doing the sum be written as small m. Now, number of particles, whether atoms, molecules or ions, how to represent them? Let us represent them by capital letter N, and Avogadro number is written as N naught, N with 0 underneath. We have two formula now. For given number of particles, we have N is equal to N by N naught, and for given mass, we have N is equal to small m by capital M. We have to remember these formulae and then we can solve the question easily. Let us solve some problems based on these formulae. First question, find number of moles, and in this question we have to find the number of moles where we have a given mass. So question is, find number of moles in 222 grams of calcium chloride. So as we know the formula, N is equal to small m upon capital M, where small n is number of moles, small m is given mass and capital M is molar mass. First of all, let us find the molar mass, that is capital M. We have calcium chloride here, so CaCl2. For Ca, mass is 40 plus Cl2, 2 into 35.5. It is equal to 40 plus 71 equals to 111 gram. So M, that is capital M, is equal to 111 grams. Now given mass, which is written as small m, is equal to 222 grams. Substituting in the formula, N is equal to small m upon capital M, we have 222 upon 111. After cutting, we get 2. So number of moles is equal to 2. Next question is to find number of moles from given number of particles. Question is, find number of moles in 12.044 into 10 to the power 23 helium atoms. Here the formula is N is equal to capital N upon N naught. N is number of particles, N naught is Avogadro number. So substituting the values in the formula. Here N is 12.044 into 10 to the power 23, and we know the value of Avogadro number N naught is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. And after solving, we get answer 2. So number of moles here is 2. Now formula for finding mass. Formula is small m is equal to small n into m. That is, to find mass, we have formula mass is equal to number of moles into molar mass. If number of particles are given, formula is small m is equal to capital N upon N naught into capital M. That is, mass is equal to number of particles upon Avogadro number into molar mass. Let us solve question based on these formulae. Find mass of 0.5 moles of N atom, nitrogen atom. Formula here is small m is equal to capital M into N. So substituting the value, small m is equal to, for capital M we have nitrogen, mass of nitrogen is 14. So we will put 14 here into number of moles given are 0.5. So 0.5 we put here, and after multiplying we get 7 grams. So answer is 7 grams. Next question, a number of particles are given, for which formula is small m is equal to N, that is capital N, upon N naught into capital M. The question is, find mass of 3.011 into 10 to the power 23 N atoms. And we already know the formula, small m is equal to capital N upon N naught into capital M. Capital M is molar mass. For nitrogen it is 14 grams. So substituting these values in the formula, for N number of particles 3.011 into 10 to the power 23, Avogadro number 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 into molar mass, that is 14 grams. After solving this, we will get 14 upon 2 is equal to 7 grams. Now let us discuss formulae to find number of particles. For number of particles, we have two formula. If number of moles are given, then number of particles capital N is equal to number of moles small n into Avogadro number n naught. Capital N is equal to small n into n naught. If the mass is given, then formula is number of particles capital N is equal to given mass small m upon molar mass capital M into Avogadro number n naught. Capital N is equal to small m upon capital M into n naught. Let us solve question based on these formulae. First question is, find number of particles in 46 grams of sodium atom. So formula here is capital N is equal to small m upon capital M into n naught. Small m here is 46 grams, capital M molar mass of sodium is 23 grams, and n naught is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Substituting these values in the formula, we get N is equal to 46 upon 23 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. After solving, we will get 2 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 is equal to 12.044 into 10 to the power 23. Now, next question, to find the number of particles from number of moles. The formula is capital N is equal to small n into capital N naught. Now the question is, find the number of particles in 0.1 mole of carbon atom. Here small n is 0.1 number of moles. So substituting in the formula, N is equal to small n into n naught. 0.1 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 22. In this way, we can solve questions by remembering these formulae. Students, let us now recapitulate that we have studied till now. A chemical formula of a compound shows its constituent elements and the number of atoms of each combining element. The mole is the amount of substance that contains the same number of particles as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of carbon 12. Students, let us now discuss some questions. What will be mass ratio of carbon and oxygen in carbon dioxide CO2? Correct answer is 3:8 because atomic mass of carbon is 12 and that of oxygen is 16. Here we have one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen, so we can write 12 and 16 into 2, 32. 12:32. By simplifying, we get 3:8. Now the next question, what are the symbols for chlorine and magnesium? Yes, the correct answer is symbol for chlorine is Cl, capital C, small l, and magnesium, the symbol is capital M, small g, Mg. Next question, calculate the formula unit mass of calcium carbonate. If the atomic mass of calcium is 40 U and carbon is 12 U and oxygen is 16 U. Now the solution, we have formula for calcium carbonate CaCO3. So here we have for calcium 40, 40 plus carbon 12, 12 plus oxygen, here are 3 atoms of oxygen, 3 into 16. So we get 40 plus 12 plus 48 is equal to 40 plus 60 is equal to 100 units. Students, What is the formula of calcium chloride? Let me help you in this. Symbol for calcium ion is Ca2 plus and chloride ion is Cl negative. Ca2 plus Cl negative. So the correct answer is CaCl2. With this, we have finished our chapter. I hope that you have understood the concepts well. Now go through this chapter once again through your textbook and try to answer the questions given in the end. Students, take care of yourselves, keep studying and keep progressing. Thanks.